The Logitech Combo Touch and the Apple Magic Keyboard are two of the best keyboard cases for the iPad Pro M4. But there's a lot of differences between these as well. So in this video, I'm going to help you decide which of these keyboard cases is the right one for you. The main difference between these is the design. So the Magic Keyboard uses the cantilever design, which is cool because it just folds up like a book and stays in place really well. Also unfolds with ease too. This also makes it very easy to use this on a chair or a couch because the whole bottom surface of the keyboard is flat and it's very sturdy. It's also so easy to put away whenever you're not using it. And if you want to completely remove the iPad, it just attaches using magnets. And this uses the smart connector to attach it and also to provide power to the keyboard and also the typing signal. With the Logitech Combo Touch, this also uses the smart connector, but this is a completely different design. So this has a kickstand design on it, so you will want to use this on some sort of solid surface. You can use it on your lap, but it doesn't work as well on your lap as the Magic Keyboard. It's also different from the Magic Keyboard because it actually wraps completely around your iPad, and if you don't want to use the keyboard, you can just magnetically detach it and put the keyboard off to the side, or you can also fold the keyboard up on its back like this and still use the iPad as an iPad, which is really handy to have that capability without having to actually store this somewhere else. It still makes a decent case for your iPad whenever you're not using the keyboard. And of course, you can also always use the kickstand on this just as a way to watch videos on your iPad, or if you want to draw with it too, you can put it at this really nice low angle, which is great for drawing. So the Combo Touch definitely has a different design to the Magic Keyboard. Both of these keyboards have a leather texture to them, but the Magic Keyboard actually has an aluminum top on the keyboard. So to me, this one feels a little bit more sturdy, and I also find myself preferring the way that the typing actually feels on the Magic Keyboard to the Combo Touch. The Combo Touch also types really well. You can type super fast on this, but the keys just feel a little bit looser to me. And the Apple Magic Keyboard provides a little bit more feedback whenever you're using it, which to me makes it easier to type faster and more accurately. So the volume of both of them is about the same, but I do prefer the actual feel of the Magic Keyboard to the Combo Touch. The next big difference between these is the trackpads. The Combo Touch has a bigger trackpad than the Apple Magic Keyboard, but I didn't find the trackpad size to matter at all because the way I use the trackpad is typically with my thumb while I'm typing on this, or I just use it with a single hand as well. So I didn't find any real benefit to the larger trackpad of the Logitech Combo Touch. I did notice the Apple Magic Keyboard's trackpad feels a little bit more responsive than the one on the Combo Touch. Especially if you try to use the Combo Touch not on a solid surface, then sometimes the performance on it was not as good as the one on the Magic Keyboard. Both of these do have backlighting, and they also both have a full function row on the top of them. They're slightly different on the function rows though. The Combo Touch, you can actually adjust the backlighting from the function row, and you can't do that on the Magic Keyboard. But the Magic Keyboard has a couple more iPad specific functions on it. Like you have search, and you also have the ability to open up all your apps with that as well, which I find those shortcuts to be a little bit more useful than the backlighting shortcuts. You also have a shortcut to screenshot on the Combo Touch, and the difference between these is the Do Not Disturb button is in the middle on the Magic Keyboard, and the side on the Combo Touch. You do have a lock button on the Magic Keyboard as well. You'll also find the size and the weight of these to be off a little bit, so they don't weigh the same. And with the Combo Touch, it does take up a bigger footprint because you have to deal with the kickstand. And with the Magic Keyboard, you have that cantilever design, so it doesn't have to extend quite as far on your workspace. So this one's easier to just plop down somewhere and start using because you don't have to deploy the kickstand. You can just open and close it very easily, although I do still find sometimes it takes two hands to use it. The newer updated hinge on this newest version of the Magic Keyboard definitely is easier to open than some of the old ones, and the magnets on this hold really well. But with the Combo Touch, it is a little bit more finicky to open due to the kickstand of it. One interesting feature the Magic Keyboard adds is it actually has a USB-C pass-through charging port on the side of it, which allows you to still use your main port for other accessories, like if you wanted to use a headphone adapter or some sort of dongle that didn't provide charging pass-through, you can always still charge the iPad using the hinge on the side of it. The next difference I'd point out is the quality of the materials. So to me, the Magic Keyboard feels a little bit more premium, although they both have this leather feel on parts of them. I really like the aluminum top of the Magic Keyboard. And the older Magic Keyboard did not have the aluminum top, and the iPad Air's Magic Keyboard doesn't have the aluminum top. As soon as I got this, I was like, man, this is really nice. It just feels solid. It makes it feel a lot more like using a laptop. The Logitech one just feels a little bit flimsier. Even though it does provide the wraparound protection, I find the kickstand just feels a lot flimsier than the Magic Keyboard's cantilever design. So to me, the Magic Keyboard just feels like a more premium experience than the Combo Touch. The Magic Keyboard you can either get in black or you can get it in white, and the Combo Touch is available either in the midnight black color or in a gray color. So no white option is available for the Combo Touch. The next difference is price. You can get both of these either for the 11 or 13-inch iPad Pro M4. There's also a version of these that's available for the iPad Air. Just know that it is not the same case, so you need to make sure that you buy the case that corresponds to the iPad that you own. In this video, we're specifically talking about the M4 Pro iPad in comparing all the features that these two keyboards have. The Magic Keyboard goes for $300 for the 11-inch version or $350 for the 13-inch version. The Combo Touch is $230 for the 11-inch version or $260 for the 13-inch version. So you're definitely going to spend more money to get the Apple Magic Keyboard over the Logitech Combo Touch. If you're trying to decide between them, there's really just a couple things you need to consider. First, do you prefer the kickstand or the cantilever design? I think the cantilever design is way better than the kickstand on the Combo Touch. The next thing is if you want that aluminum top, because to me that just makes it feel a lot more stable and solid, and it allows me to feel a lot more accurate on my typing performance using the Magic Keyboard. The next thing to decide is if you want to have the detachable keyboard. It's very easy to remove the Magic Keyboard just by pulling it off, but then there's no protection on the iPad at all. With the Combo Touch, this one is still going to give some protection for the iPad whenever you remove it, and you also still have the kickstand, so if you want to use this without the keyboard and use it to watch videos, then you can do that as well. And it's also so easy to just reverse this and to put the keyboard on the back of it, so you've still got it attached but out of the way. Also get the Combo Touch if you want that wraparound protection for the iPad. It's not crazy thick. I don't think I'd go slamming this on the ground, but it's definitely going to give you more side protection than that of the Apple Magic Keyboard. So to tie it all together, both of these are great keyboards that offer a ton of functionality to the iPad with the trackpad, the excellent typing performance on both of these. I just got to give the win to the Magic Keyboard because to me, it takes everything the Combo Touch does and takes it up a notch and gives you a more premium experience. The Combo Touch I would only buy if you want that kickstand design and the ability to remove the keyboard while still giving a case on it. If you're interested in buying either of these, I do have links to buy in the description below. If you got any other questions, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear them. Like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming content.